Now we're going to talk about the steel auger. This is a common one that we rent out as well. They come with the bit, and there's also an attachment and extension option. We use these little clips to hold them in place, and so these get lost quite frequently. They are an item that we can just order in and replace. Sometimes you'll see a customer bring them back in with a nail shoved through it or a screw through it. So we want to make sure that as soon as these are lost, and we replace them so that we don't have random parts put together in there. To put this back on, you want to look at the machine and line up the holes. So you've got a hole going through here and a hole going through here. Line them up and just slide it on. Then you're going to put the pin right through the hole, and that will lock it in place. For the sake of ease, I'm going to take this back off, but if you need to put the extension on, they line up the same way. You're going to put on one extension per auger, so you can't put on multiple extensions if they need to drill a very deep hole. The way we start this, you have essentially what they would consider a brake. This locks the auger so that you don't accidentally start spinning. So we're going to pull it towards us, and we're going to push it forward to engage the brake. The way it works is that while you're sitting here drilling, if you hit something hard and it loses control, this will hit your torso and put the brake on so that you don't accidentally break a wrist or something like that. So we're going to engage the brake on it first. Press the primer bulb until it's full of gas. And again, all steel products use a 50-to-1 mix ratio. We make sure that we have a full tank of gas for the customer every time. We're going to send them out with a spare can of gas that we've already mixed. We use our Opti oil because it will do any mix ratio. If the customer loves it that much, you can sell it to them at the front of the store. So we're going to push the primer bulb until it's full of gas. Then under here we have our choke. And this is where our cold start, warm start options are. You push it in, turn it all the way to the cold start option because we haven't fired it up yet today. If they stop and take a break and refill with gas, they can then fire it up in the warm start option. We will then pull over the cord until it fires, and then we can just pull the trigger to disengage the throttle, and that will also bring us down back to our normal idle position. So I can show you how that works. I pull in the trigger, and it will jump it to the normal run position. And then once we get it fired up, we pull the brake back, and you're able to start drilling. Once you're done and want to move, you can re-engage the brake, and that will allow you to safely transport the machine without potentially accidentally drilling as you're walking around. So I'm going to give it a fire, and I'll show you how it's done. So I'm pushing the primer bulb. It's a cold start, so I'm turning it all the way to the cold. I'm going to pull it over. Then I pull the trigger. Disengage the brake. Now our auger is going to spin. Re-engage the brake. It doesn't let it spin. Stop the machine. Push down and hold until it's off. Again, we want to remind the customer as well that when they're transporting it, they want the gas tank to be facing up, or the gas cap to be facing up. They can flood if you have it turned in other positions. We've seen that quite a bit. If you do flood it, just turn it to the warm run position and pull the cord about 15 to 20 times. It will press air through it, just like every steel product, until it will fire over.